What up, MetaZoo Maniacs and Crypto Campers? Today's Friday the 13th, so June 13th, 2025. And to start this video, we have to talk about the Rat King. And in case you don't know why, and a lot of people already do know why, but go watch MetaZoo New York City Storytime YouTube channel, MetaZoo Booka. Right there. Go watch this video. It's absolutely epic. But most of us already know what happens here. And to celebrate MetaZoo Booka's great achievement, I thought I'd pull up the PSA population report just so you could see how many PSA 10s there are. So there are 79 sent in, and there are 50 PSA 10s. So maybe he had the 50th. So congratulations to MetaZoo Booka for that dumpster fire Rat King PSA 10. Well, maybe not dumpster fire, but he knows what I mean by dumpster. Okay, let's jump right into it. So May 31st, 2025. Obviously, I haven't done one of these videos in like 2 weeks, so we're going to start from the end of May. We had a first edition Crypto Nation booster box sell for $148.50 in auction. And then we had another first edition Crypto Nation booster box sold for $147.50 in auction on June 5th, 2025. And holy moly, I mean, can I say this is a steal of a deal? I have to say this is a steal of a deal. A Kickstarter booster box and a Kickstarter spellbook for a combined total of only $690 American in auction, no less. No one wanted to pay even $700 for both of these combined. Not long ago, just a Kickstarter booster box would be like $900, $1,000, maybe $1,100. Even just getting the Kickstarter booster box for $690 would be considered a pretty damn good deal. Never mind getting a Kickstarter spellbook included. Absolutely crazy. So that happened May 31st, 2025. Let's check out how the new MetaZoo's doing. So the base set box, we had an auction here. Low seller feedback, so that might be why this auction was low. Only one bid, $60 for the box. And then we had another auction here where a box sold for $63, but the user feedback has 0, so that could be part of the reason maybe. But nonetheless, I mean, these boxes are selling from no more than maybe $75, $80. Next, we have a Wilderness booster box, sold for $24.50 in auction. And the reason why is because it's got that NFT sticker right there. And for those of you that don't know, the only thing special about this box is literally the sticker. Here's an interesting one. So I don't know if it was just canceled or whatever, but 5 empty Kickstarter booster boxes for 99 cents. So I don't know if this actually went through or not. But then we have a Nightfall booster box on June 5th, 2025, sold for $41 in auction. And another Nightfall booster box on May 31st that sold for $33 in auction. Then we had a sealed case of the new MetaZoo base set booster boxes sold for $960 in auction on June 2nd. And on June 9th, we had another case of the base set MetaZoo sold for $939.39 in auction. And hey, for the new set coming up, Torrential Tides, there's a case sold in Italy for $1,435.86. Oh, and on June 9th, there was another Nightfall booster box that sold in auction by Poopy Pants for $34 in auction. And we had an absolute monster on June 1st, 2025. The Poncho box sold for $1,680.55 in auction. Okay, let's check out how the Full Hollow First Edition Mothman PSA 10 is doing. So on June 3rd, it sold for $78 in auction. Up in Canada, First Edition Full Hollow Mothman PSA 10. I mean, an absolute essential to any MetaZoo collection. Sold for only $65.83 in auction. Then we had another one on June 7th, sell for $79 in auction. And another one on June 11th, sell for $78.51 in auction. So I mean, if the booster box is selling for just under $150, but you can get the best card you could possibly pull out of that box, besides the box topper red ink, for about half the price of the box, and it's already graded a PSA 10, I think that qualifies these as steal of a deal. Here we have 7 boxes of MetaZoo Topps Chrome, the blaster boxes. $160.50 in auction. Anyone that knows MetaZoo Topps Chrome and blaster boxes, steal of a deal. Hey, let's check out how the pre-orders are doing for the new Torrential Tides. So, Clark's Collectibles. Okay, so they sold 11, 9 available. I mean, you could buy, if you buy 4 at a time, you can get them for $92 each. If you go to Nerd Store, they're selling for $93 each or best offer, and they haven't sold any yet. They have 40 available. And Flipside Gaming, they're selling them for $89.99 each. They sold 1, and they have more than 10 available. So it looks like they had 2 cases, right? They have 23 available, 1 sold. Okay, let's check out how Loveland Frogman's doing on the secondary market. So Loveland Frogman Hero Quest PSA 10, $63 in auction. Steal of a deal. Loveland Frogman First Edition Full Hollow PSA 10, only $52.69. Oh, and here's an absolute no-brainer steal of a deal. Kickstarter Full Hollow Loveland Frogman PSA 10 for only $115.93 American. That's insane. I think that's the lowest I've ever seen it sell for as a PSA 10. I mean, if this was June 5th, 2024, I would understand, but this is 2025. Loveland Frogman is the main hype for the next set, and this still is selling that cheap. That's crazy. Steal of a deal. Next we have Loveland Frogman from MetaZoo Topps Chrome X-Fractor PSA 10. $99.99 or best offer accepted. The best offer accepted was $70. That's because I picked that up. Boom. Very happy to put this into the collection. It's a population 4. There's only 4 of these that graded a PSA 10. And then boom, we have MetaZoo Topps Chrome Loveland Frogman Gold Refractor PSA 10. So it's serialized number 4 out of 50, as you can see right there. $249.99 best offer accepted. The best offer accepted was $100 on the dot American. I know that because I picked this one up as well. Okay, now we're going over to EVN HQ with all these UFO booster boxes. So, yeah, they have 6,199 lots of 5. So that means they have 30,995 UFO booster boxes still. I think they'd have to lower this to like maybe $15 for 5 booster boxes in order to sell these off. Or at least half the price, right? I mean, $25 for 5 boxes. And UFO is an extremely fun rip. You're mostly going to get full holos here. And I mean, where do you pull Grill, Greaser, Pete? Right here. Where do you pull Neutrality, Totality, Men in Black, Mini T-Rex, Flatwoods Monster, Fan Meter Visitor, and who knows, you might even pull a secret rare. Next we have Mothman from MetaZoo Top Series 0, the Aura Holo. $62.48 in auction as a PSA 10. Ooh, next we have Mothman, the 3-star rarity alternate art from the new MetaZoo. All the way down to $36 in auction. I mean, it's a raw copy. Maybe the centering's bad, maybe it's not the best condition, but still, $36 for the best card you could possibly pull, except for the hidden rares. You can open a whole case and not even get a hidden rare, so this is the best card, besides the hidden rares, and it's only $36. That's nuts. And oh no, look at this. On May 31st, 2025, another Mothman, a raw copy, so condition could affect the price, but only $25.69 in auction. Next we have the autograph Sheep Squatch. It's the very first promo card ever released by MetaZoo. Autographed by Jet Yates. So for $34 in auction. I can't remember how much these used to sell for when they were selling on Quote, but let's zoom right in on it. MetaZoo Staff Metal. Absolutely epic looking card. Still pulling some weight. $366.89 in auction. And these two cards are pulling some weight too. So we have the Apprentice Metal, let's zoom in on here, yeah, Apprentice Caster Metal, and Initiate Caster Metal. So for $112.89 in auction for both of them. Here's an interesting one, so first edition Full Holo Mothman PSA 8 for only $12.50. I mean, I get that it's a PSA 8, but it is a first edition Full Holo Mothman. Okay, so these are all the full art cards you get from those Collecticon promo packs or whatever. You're going to get the same 2 cards in each pack. I'm sure everyone knows what I'm talking about, but the entire set, all embossed, so they have the, where is it here? As you can see right here, like they have the MetaZoo stamp on them. And that signifies that they're going to be redeemed for one of the special promo cards. So yeah, this whole lot for $15. Then we had another lot of all the embossed full art cards, so for $10.50. And then we had another lot of all these cards, sold for $5.50. Here we have the Kickstarter Mothman, the promo card you get when you open up, or it's from the Kickstarter blisters. PSA 8, only $10.50. Okay, we're going to have a few interesting auctions here. Every one of them, you get a special Flatwoods Monster first edition. So with this one, it was 2 second edition booster boxes sold for $36 in auction. 2 UFO booster boxes plus the card, $31 in auction. Actually, every one of these coming up is going to have this Flatwoods Monster card. 3 second edition spellbooks for $5.50. 3 UFO spellbooks for $10.50. 3 native spellbooks for $36. And look who's back. It's Sam Sinclair at the gala. How much did he sell for? Not even $5. One bid, $4.98. Okay, so you see all these cards right here. When these get embossed or they get stamped, the point of all this is you want to trade these in for this guy right here. The Mothman Full Art. I mean, there's other cards too, but this is by far the chase, I would say. And it sold for $38 in auction. And as far as I know, this idea was first originated from KBDX Tokyo, but that same Mothman promo card, embossed with the stamp on it, actually looks pretty cool with that. Sold for $60 in auction. And next we have Loveland Frogman versus, well, let's just zoom right in on it. Versus Flatwoods Monster Battle Card from MetaZoo Topps Chrome. gold border, gold refractor, serialized out of 50. Sold for $37 in auction. I mean, this is just a nice deal. I mean, Hodag, serialized out of 99. MetaZoo Topps Chrome Green Refractor, only $4.25. Next from the convention pack, we have the Jersey Devil sketch card. Sold for $18.50. So let's take a look at that. And that's not bad. I mean, don't forget, whoever pulled this card, you get 2 of the same cards in each pack. So to sell one for $18.50 is not bad at all. And next we have a CGC Gem Mint 10 Mothman, 3-star, alternate art, $66 in auction. We're going to get to more hidden rares at the end of the video, but I thought I'd just throw this in here since it's a CGC 10 Gem Mint. Bigfoot hidden rare, $240 in auction. Next we have Sun Wukong, CGC Gem Mint 10, $81 in auction. Next we have a CGC Gem Mint 10 Bigfoot, just a 3-star alternate art, $35 in auction. And the exact same card as a pristine 10 though, sold for $75.55 in auction. Okay, let's see how 3 different grades of Dragon Oconto Falls does at CGC. So we have Mint Plus 9.5 sold for $20. A CGC Gem Mint 10 sold for $24.50. And a pristine 10 sold for $39. I would have thought this would have sold for a lot more than $39, considering the fact that the Bigfoot sold for $75. Next we have the Monkey Mirage Alternate Art CGC Gem Mint 10 sold for $36.03 in auction. Rainbow Crow CGC Gem Mint 10 sold for $34 in auction. Here we had a lot of 2 Nightfall booster boxes sold for $98 as a buy it now. I don't even know if I've seen anything this low in 2024, to be honest. I mean, normally when you see a lot like this, it'd be like a Nightfall booster box, Chrome Cryptid Carnival, Wilderness, and a 2nd edition Cryptid Nation booster box. But this is 1st edition right here, $202.50. Now put that in context. Don't forget, earlier we've seen this box alone was selling for about $148, $147 in auction. So that means you're getting these other 3 boxes for about $50. So this might have been a steal of a deal. Next we have 18 2022, so the 2nd year of the fan art blisters for $31 only. Next we have 31 native blisters for only $52. Not even $2 per blister. I wonder if Ben B is going to make the cut and get into the new MetaZoo. But Ben B, Green Refractor, serialized out of 99, MetaZoo Topps Chrome, PSA 9, sold for only $3.25. Even though it got a pretty good grade, I would say, only $45 in auction. Here's a nice pickup. So we have Wendigo Full Hollow from Nightfall, PSA 9, $116.69 in auction. But it's Collecticon stamped. Very hard to come across these cards. So honestly, even though it's a PSA 9 whoop-de-doo, I'd say that's a steal of a deal. Next we have 8 more Nightfall blisters sold for $8 in auction. Next we have 2 alternate arts, the Sun Wukong box art and Monkey Mirage. Both of them $75 as a buy it now. Next we have these Poncho art cards, so they're serialized out of 50, as you can see down here. So here we have Wendigo Hunting the Hunter, only $60. I know Catching Cryptids and Cryptid Keeper love collecting these. The Metal Man of Alabama was sold for $60 as well. And same with Night of the Mothman, only $60. Absolutely steals of a deal. Hey, we got 5 Valentine's Day tins from 2022. So for $12.80 for all 5 tins. And there's multiple auctions of this. I mean, some sold for maybe $2, $3 more. This was the lowest auction, $12.80. This is got to be one of my favorite cards in the older MetaZoo. April Fool's PSA 10, only $9.87. Now, I know a lot of people might not like some of the faces on here, except for maybe Texas Ted. But it's a really cool card. April Fool's. Got the whole team here doing the Ginyu Force. If you know anything about Dragon Ball Z, you know exactly what I'm talking about. What's really cool about this is from Magicast. And Magicast is what MetaZoo was going to be called before it was called MetaZoo. And this is from the Metapoo set. It literally has a holographic Metapoo logo in the bottom corner. Like it's a big shiny poop. Probably from Gumbaroo. Next we have an AGS Gem Mint 10. Quetzalcoatlus Cryptic Camera. Orange Refractor serialized at 25, sold for $64.37. I remember this card, the Piazza Bird with the big scratch on it. So I got an AGS 9, sold for $55.59 in auction. Next we have 6 boxes of Wilderness, sold for $112.27 in auction. Okay, now we're going to pound through a whole bunch of MetaZoo Topps Chrome Black Refractor. So all these cards are serialized out of 5. So we have Pukwudgie, AGS 10. Sold for $64.69 in auction. So AGS 9 Cactus Cat sold for $52.19. Then we have the Charman Black Refractor PSA 9 sold for $93.72. And next we have an AGS 10 Power Up Red with Ding Bell from MetaZoo Topps Chrome, serialized out of 50, gold refractor, pretty cool, for only $35.28 American in auction. Next we have Crypto Camera Loveland Frogman green refractor, so it's serialized out of 99. AGS 10 sold for $48.52 in auction. And if anyone working at AGS is watching this video, please explain this to me. So we have Chaos Crystal Crypto Camera serialized out of 99 green refractor, sold for $26.46, but I mean, it might say AGS 10 up here, but I mean, come on, right? Like that, come on, that would be a PSA 8 at best. So like, look at that centering. That's absolutely insane. Even the back of the card. I mean, what do they consider good centering? Like, I mean, one more time on the front. That is absolutely ridiculous how bad that centering is. And it got a gem in 10. And I'm not saying other grading companies don't make mistakes like this, but I'm just saying with the artificial intelligence technology, I mean, what the heck? Next we have a Kickstarter Full Hollow Quetzalcoatlus PSA 10. So for $60.28 in auction. Next we have Tizerac Full Hollow Kickstarter PSA 10. So for $75.35 in auction. Walking Sam Full Hollow Kickstarter PSA 10. So for $76.82 in auction. And next we have Power Up Red Kickstarter PSA 10. So for only $56.60 in auction. This is literally like being back in 2024. I mean, one of the most popular cryptids in MetaZoo, Piazza Bird Kickstarter Full Hollow PSA 10. Less than $60, $59.54 in auction. And then we have Kickstarter Full Hollow Bigfoot AGS 10, $66.16. That's totally bananas. Okay, here we have a Tizerac serialized out of 5, MetaZoo Topps Chrome AGS 9, sold for $135.99. Then we have a Charman serialized out of 5. I believe this is the alternate art. AGS 9 sold for $137.83 in auction. And then we have the Lizard Man serialized out of 5, AGS 9, sold for $137.83. And then we have an absolute steal of a deal. I mean, it sold for a little more, but Adam Ackler serialized out of 5 from MetaZoo Topps Chrome PSA 10 for $149.59 in auction. Here's a card you don't see every day from MetaZoo Topps Wilderness. So it is the Chapter 6 cover. So pretty cool. PSA 10 sold for $6.25. Next we have an AGS 9.5 Mint Plus Prismora sold for a whole $3.12 in auction. And then we have Prismora AGS Gem Mint 10 sold for $8.45 in auction. And there was a Neutrality Totality AGS 9.5 that sold for $5.51. Well, here's an interesting auction. I mean, they tried their best. First Seen Grail, signed by Mike Waddell. Let's zoom on in. Yep, First Seen, Mike Waddell's autograph. Grim Reaper Full Hollow Raw for a whole $4.94, sold by Poopy Pants. Here's a steal of a deal in my mind. I mean, $31. Look what you get. It's a Kickstarter. It's a Mothman. It's reverse hollow, but I mean, it is Mothman from Kickstarter. Yes, it is PSA 7. But for only $31, why not? May as well. Here we have the third place medal, AGS Gem Mint 10, sold for $23.52 in auction. Then we have Snipe as a second place medal, AGS 9.5 for $22.79. And then Cumberland Dragon on the first place medal, AGS Gem Mint 10, sold for $23.52 in auction. I remember this card in past videos, so Mothman, severely, I mean, the most off-centered MetaZoo Topps Chrome card you're ever going to see. That is absolutely bonkers. And it sold for $115.77 in auction as an AGS 8, so not bad. And next we have Steve Aoki from MetaZoo Topps Series 0, serialized out of $2.99. AGS 9.5 sold for $59.54 in auction. And then we have a card that I used to own actually a long time ago. Mike Waddell, PSA 10. I do have another one though still in my collection. But this one sold for, and this is, you know, Mike Waddell on the throne, $229 out of $299. So for only $79.76 in auction. And next we have a Kickstarter, obviously full hollow. It only comes full hollow. PSA 10, Sam Sinclair for only $76.08 in auction. This is actually pretty crazy. 10 first edition spell books for $279.99 as a buy it now. Here's an interesting listing that I would actually personally avoid. So it is Nightfall blister packs, but they're big box. So zoom in on it and see that box there, the box there. But they're loose packs. Now the reason why that worries me a little is because when you buy the 3-pack blisters for native, 2 out of those 3 packs are always going to have reverse hollows and only 1 has a full hollow. So if someone opened up a whole bunch of those 3-pack blisters, you could easily sell off these other packs knowing that these are reverse hollow packs. So, I mean, they didn't make much money off it. I mean, it's only $23.50. Next, we have 3 boxes of Topps times Wilderness, the eBay collaboration, and 1 Topps Series 0 box. $44 for all of this. All 4 boxes. When all these came out, these were $50 each when they first came out on the market. So to get all 4 for less than $50, I would say is a pretty good steal of a deal. And these are box toppers that are really cool too. Next we have Chupacabra full art in auction, sold for $9.50. Stanley Gasser alternate art with the crazy pig down here. This is absolutely awesome artwork. $9.19 in auction. Hodag alternate art, sold for only $8 in auction. Monkey Mirage, only $9.50 in auction, and that's June 6, 2025. Wow, even Dragon Ocanto Falls on June 6, 2025 can't even crack the $10 barrier. But remember too, these cards are all raw, so maybe there's condition issues, maybe they're not centered well on the back, but still, a lot of these alternate arts, even some of the really good ones, are lower than $10 now. I'm pretty sure this card was selling for a pretty penny in those quote streams. But we have the Apprentice MetaZoo medal, $56 in auction. Let's take a look. Pretty cool card, I would say. Hey, we have a case of 12 UFO booster boxes sold for $103.50 in auction. Beast of Busco. Hey, maybe this guy's going to show up in the next water set. Kickstarter full hollow PSA 10, only $56 in auction. Okay, we have a 3-pack blister of Wilderness with the Smokey Bear promo and the coin. $40 in auction, but it's got 8 different MetaZoo artist signatures on here. So let's take a closer look here. Pause the screen if you need to see all the different signatures. Pretty cool though. Next we have 5 Sun Wukong cards, sold for $177.50 in auction. Obviously the main attraction here is the hidden rare Sun Wukong. I can hear Shimshak Collectibles right now. Snipe, I mean, steal of a deal, right? I mean, one of the more popular cryptids in MetaZoo, but just like Awful, it doesn't sell for much as a PSA 10. Well, here's something you don't see too often. So we have a first edition Full Hollow Grim Reaper AGS 10, sold for $16.54 in auction. Now you're thinking, what's so unusual about that? Well, what's unusual about it is a PSA 10 Full Hollow Grim Reaper sold for less. It sold for only $12.50, so like $4 less than an AGS 10. Hey, we have the Rudy Hunchback of Jacksonville. You know, Rudy Alpha Investment promo cards. It's from Nightfall, so it's the second one. PSA 10 for only $52. And then we have Rudy, the, what does it say here? One Big Hairy Step. So that's from the UFO set. PSA 10 for only $46. Here we have a nice Dragon Ocanto Falls from Hero Quest. PSA 10, so for $55.88 in auction. Let's take a look. Very nice. Hey, we have the Collecticon Orlando holographic version of this card. Sold for $76 in auction. That's not bad. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you buy $200 worth of product at the MetaZoo booth, they'll give you one of these holographic cards for free. Anyone from OG MetaZoo knows exactly how crazy this is. Manchac Swamp Priestess, PSA 10 for only $14.50. That's crazy. 2-3 years ago, this was well over a $100 card as a PSA 10. I'm honestly surprised this sold for as much as it did. Remember, the full hollow Mothman were selling for what? They're around $80 right now, just under $80 as a PSA 10. This is the reverse hollow, not Kickstarter, just regular first edition Mothman PSA 10 for $51.02. Whoever bought this, I would say you got a really good pickup. So for $24.50, it's the full hollow Mothman from Nightfall PSA 8. But who cares about the grade? Look at this Super Saiyan error on it. Hey, we have the Headless Bigfoot promo card from all those quote streams, sold for $19.99 as a buy it now. Well, here's a pretty sweet looking card, pulling some weight. So first place caster medal, $360 in auction, June 10, 2025. Now that's a sweet looking card. Next we have the Wendigo sample card from the Halloween set. I believe there's 500 of these printed. PSA 4 sold for $90 in auction. Not bad. Here's something you don't see every day. So, Dragon Oconto Falls Pristine 10. Don't see it in one of those cases. $20.50 in auction. Hey, it's the MetaZoo Alpha promo pack, so you get the one foil card in there. There's a ton of them, like 146 sold at Retro Specs Collectibles. They're selling them for about $11.99 each and 3 available. Hey, it's Father Sam Barbecue Revolutionary. For anyone that's played that text-based game, the new MetaZoo, the Hunt for MetaZoo or whatever, for Loveland Castle, when they give the very first clue, where the answer is Griddle Grease Repeat, I thought they were talking about Father Sam Barbecue Revolutionary. So $6.61 in auction. This card used to be a lot more. We're talking near, easily over 50 bucks, over 80, maybe even over $100 at one point for this card. I've told this story a million times, but I once bought this card exactly like this for $125 American. Way back in the day when MetaZoo's website ran out of these, and I thought, oh no, I gave them to the phone. I'm like, they're out of stock. I gotta buy one on the secondary market. It graded a PSA 10, and I still have it to this day. But to see it selling raw for only $3.25 is absolutely hilarious to me. Now there's a nice card. The Mike Waddell business card, PSA 10. $175.32 in auction. Obviously, we have to look at this card. Next we have Bigfoot from Wilderness, first edition. PSA 10 for $16.50. And just like Snipe, we have Awful first edition Faux Hollow PSA 10, only $9.50. This is first edition Sam Sinclair PSA 10, sold for $15.50 in auction. Not even worth grading. And the reason why that's crazy to me is about 2.5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, in auction, I bought one from Nick Strength to Pokemon for about $185 American. $185. And this is June 11, 2025 when MetaZoo's back. This isn't 2024 anymore. Okay, let's get to what everyone came to see at the end of this video. We got a bunch of sample cards to go over. So first we have a raw copy of Tizerac, sold for $180 American, best offer accepted. And next we have Flatwoods Monster, sample card, PSA 9, sold for $193.33 in auction. And next we have Sam Sinclair, sample PSA 9, sold for $238.90 in auction. An AGS 9, sample Chaos Crystal for only $205.82 in auction. A Walking Sam sample card, PSA 9, for $264.63 in auction. A Paul Bunyan sample card, PSA 9, sold for $209.49 in auction. And then a sample Sinkhole Sam, AGS 9, sold for $140.03 in auction. And this is crazy. I mean, Tizerac sample card, yes, it's PSA 8, for less than $100, $97.40 in auction. And this one's for Noah Cloud. We got Kushtaka, a sample card, AGS 9, sold for $148.85 in auction. Then we have Metal Man of Alabama, sample card, PSA 9, only $175.68 in auction. And then we have a Dingbell sample card, PSA 9, sold for $187.44 in auction. And then we have a Van Meter Visitor sample card, PSA 9, for $205.82 in auction. And a Hodag sample card, PSA 9, for $252.13 in auction. And a Babe the Blue Ox sample card, PSA 9, sold for $317.55 in auction. And then we have a sample Wendigo, best offer accepted, $750 American for a sample Wendigo, June 7, 2025. Here's a sale you don't see too often. So Andy's Chaos Crystal, $100, best offer accepted, June 11, 2025. And before we get into the hidden rares, we gotta talk about one of the craziest secret rares in all of MetaZoo. There's a Green Man, serialized 97 out of 100. It was PSA 7, but who cares what the grade is? I mean, it's a Green Man. It is the serialized secret rare. $1,500, best offer accepted, June 4, 2025. And of course, we're going to take a look at the card. Absolutely crazy. So if you're opening Wilderness and you see this card, you are one lucky person. And to end this video, we're going to look over the hidden rares. Let's see how they're selling. So we had the Mothman on May 30th. So for $340, best offer accepted. We have Piazza Bird, $199.99. Sun Wukong, $225, best offer accepted. Another one for $225. Another Piazza Bird hidden rare sold for $200, best offer accepted. As we've seen earlier in the video, Hidden Rare Bigfoot CGC 10 in auction, sold for $240. A raw copy of the Hidden Rare Bigfoot sold for $147, best offer accepted. Then we had a Piazza Hidden Rare in auction, sold for $181.93. And the Sun Wukong in auction sold for $187.44, both on June 8th, 2025. And then we had a PSA 9 Mothman, sell for $400 on May 31st, 2025, best offer accepted. And on May 29, 2025, the King of the Castle, the Hidden Rare OG Mothman PSA 10, best offer accepted, $2,700. And in case you don't know what the OG Mothman looks like, that's it right there, PSA 10. And it's the very first one to ever grade a PSA 10 as well. And as a bonus, let's go check out the PSA population report. Accurate as of June 13, 2025, as of the recording of this video. So 2025 MetaZoo MZ1 EN-base set. So as of today, there's 120 cards sent in, 35 are PSA 10s. And let's jump right to the bottom here. So this is the OG Mothman. There's 5 of them sent in, only 1 PSA 10. The Hidden Rare Sun Wukong, 4 of them sent in, only 2 PSA 10s. The Hidden Rare Piazza Bird, 4 of them sent in, only 1 PSA 10. Bigfoot Hidden Rare, 6 of them sent in, only 3 PSA 10s. And then the other Mothman, the Poncho Mothman, where the Mothman's sitting on the roof, there's 9 of them sent in, and only 4 of them are PSA 10. So anyways, comment below, let me know what you think. Also, let me know, are you going to pre-order Torrential Tides? You going to order a box or two? Are you going to order a case? It's going to be very interesting to see what happens over the next 2 months to build up hype for the set. So anyways, comment below, let me know what you think, and we'll see you in the next video.